Today's video will be going over why orthodontic care isn't just about aesthetics. Stay tuned. So one of the biggest misconceptions about orthodontic treatment is that it's just for the aesthetic purposes. People get braces because they just want to look good, or they get their children braces because they want their kids' teeth to look good. And actually, that's completely wrong. Having a nice, beautiful smile is definitely one of the biggest benefits of getting orthodontic treatment, but it's not the most important. There's something else that is even more purposeful and has a higher return on investment. Can you guess what it is? It's having a healthy bite structure. So what do I mean? I'm talking about the way your teeth interact with each other over the duration of your life. It's important that your bite structure doesn't cause any serious wear and tear throughout the duration of your lifetime, whether that be on the joints or the teeth touching each other. If your jaws are misaligned and your teeth hit each other, causing abnormal force or pressure in any certain direction, they can start to wear each other down, and over the years you can actually chip away at your enamel, causing cracking. Once that occurs, that's when you get tooth decay and of course the need for more intensive treatment. Now, depending on the level of wear and tear that you've experienced over the years, you might need even surgery, and that can cost thousands of dollars, potentially tens of thousands of dollars, when you could have taken care of that issue beforehand when you were younger. So it's best to get orthodontic treatment as early as possible. Now, how young are we talking? Well, the American Orthodontic Association recommends that everyone at the age of 7 gets their bite structure and jaw observed by an orthodontist. With the advancement made in technology over the past 20 years, we can really tell whether or not a jaw will be misaligned much earlier on. And here's a really cool thing about finding whether or not something is off when you're 7 years old or younger. If a person comes in and they're young, and at age 7 or below 10, we can normally recorrect the jaw structure in a much shorter amount of time frame than if we were to deliver the same orthodontic treatment to that person in their teenage years or adult years, etc. And the reason for this is pretty simple. If you can correct the bite structure of the temporary teeth while the child is still young, that serves as a template for the old teeth, the permanent teeth, to come up and really set in the right place. On top of it, the treatment's actually shorter and it costs less. Because we're dealing with a more malleable mandible and jaw structure, given how young the person is, the treatment normally lasts only 2 to 3 years, sometimes 4 years. But if you've seen people who get orthodontic treatment in their teenage years, it can last 3 to 5 years, sometimes 6 years, depending on really the level of malocclusion going on and the problematic jaw structure that's going on with that person. So it's much easier, both on the patient and on your pocketbook, to get the treatment earlier on. You're going to be able to avoid all these issues in the future, and it's really better for everyone. Also, the aesthetic end result will be the best it possibly could be because you fixed the issue way earlier on. Again, the earlier the treatment, the better. I can really not emphasize this enough. Please take it from me. I wish my dentist had told me something was wrong with my bite structure, or my dentist had told my parents something was wrong with my bite structure. I'm actually a perfect example of what not to do. So if you see me zoom in here on the camera, I'm gonna walk up and close to you guys and just show you what my bite looks like. I actually have an underbite, and as you can see, when I close my mouth, my lower jaw is forward and my actual alignment is shifted slightly to the left. Now, I'm not terribly self-conscious over this from an aesthetic perspective, but I do know that this is gonna cause me some serious issues both on my jaw joints and my teeth from rubbing each other when I'm in my 30s and 40s. So what am I going to have to do to correct this issue? Obviously, I didn't get braces when I was younger. I'm in my 20s now. I'm kind of past the window of really getting braces to fix this, considering the amount of jaw growth I've had. I'm going to need to get jaw surgery. So this looks like a really 3-part series of treatment. It's going to cost me about $20,000 to $25,000 in total as a result. So when I get this corrected, when I'm either 29 or 30, that's what I'm looking to get this fixed, I'm going to have to get orthodontic treatment for about 6 to 8 weeks prior. Sometimes it can be longer depending on really how advanced this problem is. I believe it's going to be 6 to 8 weeks though. And then I'm going to have to see a maxillofacial surgeon. I'll go under anesthesia, and what's going to happen is he's going to put 2 incisions in the side of my jaw, and he's going to basically break my mandible, my lower mandible, remove slivers of bone, and then push my jaw back. And then they're gonna have to screw it back in place, let the bone heal. Then I'll have to wear some braces for about 4 to 8 weeks afterwards. So all in all, it's extremely intensive. It is nowhere near the amount of ease that orthodontic treatment would have had if I had just gotten this taken care of when I was 7. And it's gonna cost me an arm and a leg, $20,000, $25,000. It's a lot of money, as opposed to a $3,000 to $4,000 treatment plan for orthodontics when I was 7 years old. So I really wish my general dentist had told me or my parents that something was off with my bite and it would cause me issues in my 30s and 40s. But unfortunately, that didn't happen, and you can learn from my personal lessons and the insights I'm sharing with you now. So if you're a parent receiving this information and you have your little kid next to you and you think that they may have some jaw issues, I really implore you to take care of them. Go see an orthodontist, get it checked out. The treatment might be a lot shorter than what you were expecting and even cost less than what you're expecting, because it really is not the best experience to inherit an issue like this as an adult and then knowing that I'm gonna have to spend $20,000 to $25,000 when I'm 29 or 30. It's really not something ideal that I look forward to. So I hope you found some value in this video, and I hope you learned from the insights I shared with you from my personal story. Again, if I could go back in time and get that orthodontic treatment, I totally would have. It really wouldn't be this big thing that's kind of hanging over my head that I'm aware of now as an adult. If I could just shuttle $3,000 or $4,000 back into time, I would do it in a heartbeat and get this fixed as soon as possible. Again, this has been Keanu with the Dr. Zach Dental Care Show. I look forward to seeing you in next week's episode.